So, imagine this, a group of us piled into a rickety old bus, heading deep into the forests of Lampang for scout camp. The sun was setting, and that made the whole place look even more remote and kind of spooky.
That first glimpse of the camp was wild. The trees seemed to close in around us, and the old wooden cabins creaked as the wind picked up. Even the camp leader joked that we might meet some forest spirits.
I remember everyone laughing at that, but secretly, I think we all felt a little on edge. There's just something about arriving somewhere new at dusk, your imagination runs wild.
Totally! And once we started unpacking, a few kids whispered they'd heard Lampang forests were haunted. It honestly set the tone for the whole trip before we even started our first campfire.
The first night really cranked up the creep factor. After the usual ghost stories around the fire, I tried to sleep, but it felt impossible with all those weird sounds outside.
You're not exaggerating, the whispering was the weirdest part. It wasn't wind, at least not any wind I've ever heard. It sounded like someone talking just outside the tent, but when I peeked out, no one was there.
I got goosebumps just hearing you say that. I remember a flashlight beam darting across the trees, and for a second, I could have sworn there were shadows moving between the trunks.
After that, I started clutching my sleeping bag even tighter. It's funny how your brain fills in the blanks when you're tired and spooked out in the woods, but that night just felt different.
That actually reminds me, do you remember what happened the next morning? When the sun came up, we found these muddy footprints circling our tents.
Oh, I'll never forget that. They were way too big for any of our group, and none of the adults would admit to walking around at night. Plus, one of the younger scouts was convinced he saw someone in white moving in the trees.
And that was before we noticed Fawn was missing. Everyone started shouting his name and running through the camp looking for him. That was the scariest moment, realizing someone might actually be gone.
Yeah, there was this silent panic. Even the leaders looked worried, which made us all even more nervous. That's when the legend of the Lampang ghost suddenly didn't feel like just a story anymore.
After that chaos, the whole camp set out searching, calling for Fawn, searching the forest, even checking the river. Every twig, snap, or shadow seemed suspicious by then.
I still remember the relief when someone finally found him, sitting at the edge of the clearing, looking dazed. He kept mumbling about following a soft singing voice and then getting lost.
That sent chills down my spine. And when we brought him back, he clutched this strange white flower none of us had seen before. It was almost like something or someone wanted him to follow.
That's what freaked everyone out most, I think. The fact that he had no idea how he'd gotten there, or why he'd wandered off in the dark. After that, nobody wanted to leave their cabins alone at night.
Looking back, I feel like that weekend made us all a little closer. We still joke about the Lampang ghost, but the fear we felt was real in the moment.
What surprised me most is how the experience made everyone more careful and maybe a touch superstitious. Some of the scouts still carry little talismans or charms whenever they're out in the woods now.
It's funny how a scary story can turn into a shared memory that bonds everyone. Even now, I hear new campers get warned about wandering off after dark.
Yeah, and honestly, those old woods in Lampang feel just a bit more mysterious every time we tell the story. It's like the legend keeps growing with every retelling.